One more thing too, I do curse like a sailor. Is that a problem?
That's right. We'll bleep all the words that we need to bleep.
Okay, cool. Hey y'all, it's Asia Consent, star of the Boulay Brothers Dragula season 666, and I'm here to turn this face out. What's up, y'all? It's Asia Consent, star of the Boulay Brothers Dragula season 666. If you don't know, it's basically like if Drag Race and Fear Factor had a baby. Instead of lip syncing for your life, you gotta get exterminated, maybe get some needles, swim with sharks and all that. I love it, and I love all the nasty and filth, so of course, one of the alternative baddies had to turn out and be on the show itself. Okay, so I look real cute right now. I decided to be femme and give you some. So today I'm gonna be showing y'all my infamous Asia Consent mug, and it's gonna be quite the doozy. So get ready to see some creepy, spooky glamour and all of that. I'm gonna actually take this face off, be bald like I'm used to doing, and then I'll be right back for y'all. All right, y'all, I'm back. I look like a hobgoblin, I know, and I actually have even worse news. These are not my eyebrows, so I actually am gonna take them off for you on camera. I'm gonna be very vulnerable. I use the tattoo eyebrows. You can get them on Amazon or whatever. I love and swear by them. And I'm just gonna rip them off. Y'all get to see the true vulnerability of a monster today. I'm very inspired by like club kids, clowns, and all that, so my mug is kind of like an homage to those as well. So to get started with it, I like using the Mayron Skin Prep. I use a lot of crazy stage clown makeup, and using something like this really does help like keep it on all night. And real tea, if I move 2 steps, I sweat like Latrice Royale, so I definitely need to have all the prep and all the setting that I can get. Lovely. I'm one of the trans queens that are on Boulay Brothers Dragula season 6. I just feel so honored and proud to be representing my trans community. I came out when I was 14 years old, and I had a very lovely and supportive family behind me. Shout out to my mom. Hi mom, I'm on Trixie TV. I love it. But yeah, she helped me get my name changed, transitioning, and hormones starting at like 16. And she's just been absolutely lovely through it all. So thank you, mom. Okay, feels like my face is all tacky and all that, so I can get started in this piece. Side note too, I am one of the Dragula bitches, so my is not gonna look the nicest. I'm sorry, that's just how it is. Mayron Clown White, she's been used and abused for years. Get into it, darling. She's the best in the business. Nope, I forgot to put my nose ring away, so y'all will get to also see me be vulnerable yet again on camera. And the number one thing that's really important with Clown White too is you wanna make sure it's even when you do it all. Watch, I already know there's gonna be a close-up of me not being even, but you know what? I'm trying my best, y'all. I'm running on 2 minutes of sleep. Just bus club, another club right now, you know how it is. A lot of things that most people are surprised about is that I'm just a major nerd when I'm out of drag. I love playing video games. Dragula, there is a Dead by Daylight challenge, but I've been playing Dead by Daylight for years. My main is the Plague as far as the killer, and then I also love Nia and Sable. So if there's any other fellow nerds out there, hit me up on there, and you might also see me streaming on Twitch sometime soon. Look out for Asia Consent terrorizing your screens wherever you can see it. I'm just gonna keep spreading this all over, just like I spread my legs. I always say that Asia Consent, she is your spookiest wet dream. I do look scary, but you'd be surprised. Some of the trade, they definitely are like, oh, who is this beautiful being? I've had offers, I haven't taken it up because Asia is a virgin. Pull on my lobes. I will say the one thing about Clown White, it will make your teeth look so yellow, sweetie, so don't look too close right now, y'all. This is crazy. But yeah, that's part of the reason why I paint my teeth. I'm like, I don't want y'all seeing my natural teeth and coming for me. I've been a drag fan for so long. I started watching RuPaul's Drag Race when season 2 was airing, so I was about 12 at the time. And when I first saw it, I wasn't sure. I was like, do I want to be a woman or do I want to do drag? And I found out that you can actually do both. Crazy idea. No matter what gender identity you have, you can belong in any space as a drag entity. So I absolutely love that. And that's how it should be. All right, y'all, I'm gonna say that this white is even enough. Well, actually, one more second. Hold up, let me see. All right, now that Humpty Dumpty has come off the building, let's go ahead and do my infamous stripe on the forehead. Y'all don't come for my brushes, okay? I know they're a mess. I know I need to wash them, but this is my lovely brush. She's so cute. She's been with me for years, and I'm gonna use my crusty cream palette as well. But I love this, it's very cheap, and if you wanna go ahead and play with creams, this is a good one. I know she looks gutted, but you know, she fits the brand. So I'm gonna be doing red, oranges, and yellows. I just love like fiery colors. I ran out of the red. I mean, she is holding on for dear life right here. So I usually just use any other like pinkies or oranges that I can find in the palette, and then I'm gonna set it with red eyeshadow later. I start with my Widow's Peak, and then I just go down my nose, and I try to keep it about like the width of my nose and maybe get a little wider towards the top of it. Yes, this is where the mask culture comes in. Start at my nostril, and then I'm gonna go above where my ear is, kind of where to make that land, essentially. I like mask culture, which essentially in the homosexual queer community, there's a lot of people sexually, they do like wearing like masks and stuff. You'll have fabric on your face. You might have seen like a face kini in your life before or something like that. And I really, really love that look. So I like to take a little bit of that and infuse it into my makeup. I know they always say it, it's gonna look crazy before it looks good, but honestly, it's gonna look crazy before it gets even more crazy with me. I came out when I was 14 years old, and I was always a fruity little child. So when I approached my mom, I was doing the dishes, and my mom always had like a hint because I would had like sugar in my tank and all that. So she knew I was just a sensitive little child. Immediately, the first thing she said was, "Oh, what, you're gay?" Which she's just very blunt. I love my mom, but yeah, she's just very blunt sometimes. And I was like, well, not quite. And I did tell her, I was like, I do feel like I'm a woman that's essentially in a man's body, quote unquote. Shout out to Auntie Blaine. She is my gay auntie, adopted auntie. I love her so much. That's my mom's best friend. She called him, kind of freaking out a little bit. Auntie Blaine, she was so lovely. She said, just give her all the makeup that she wants, support her fully, and just let her do what she's gonna do. So when she came back from grocery shopping, she was like, sweetie, I love you. Here's some lip gloss and some mascara, and yeah, we'll go ahead and figure it out later, but I love you forever. It was very hard at a young age trying to transition while also not having that much money, because it does cost a lot of money to be able to transition. But whatever it took, my mom always made sure that my brother and I, we always had what we needed. She always says the one thing she couldn't do though was get me a car, which I'm like, it's okay, mom, I'll get you a car later. I didn't get her a car, but I did actually get a house for her. Hope you're enjoying the house and the countertop that she will not stop talking about. Okay, so with this, I'm just gonna start blending this down a little bit. And then I'm gonna blend it more with a beauty blender here in a moment. Makeup always, it never has to be perfect, but when you're in the cream phase specifically, I just get like the general shape down, and then we can go ahead and just make it real cutesy later. Since I'm in these pots right here, it's not easy to dunk a beauty blender in there, so I like to just use the brush to fish it out of there, essentially. Okay, and then now, let me put this brush down. And you'll kind of want the pigment that is on the beauty blender to run out, so that way I can start blending more into the white, so that there's a little bit of a gradient. It's starting to look a little less scrunchy, okay, but we're getting there as I look like this, but we'll get there, I promise. And if not, may the Lord strike me down. I always like drawing on like tables and drawing on my arms and stuff, so I have a lot of tattoos. I think my favorite one is probably this little optical illusion one that I have on my arm, but they are expensive, so save up that coin, pay your bills, and then get a tattoo. Don't be like me. So we got the mask part going on. Now I'm gonna add a little more clowniness. So for my eyes, I like to do kind of triangles on the top. And then on the bottom, I like to accentuate my beautiful eye bags, using everything in me to make sure this is straight. I know Trixie's on this channel. I know her nose is crooked half the time, so you're gonna see a lot of that in me too. Okay, we are not perfect. We're just out here having fun. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah. Okay, now I look like I have the most angry eyebrows in life. Yeah, I love clowns a lot, and if you do end up tuning in, the very first challenge that was on that was the Horror Icons Reimagined Challenge. Low-key, I knew that the Boulay brothers, that they loved Art the Clown specifically. I love Art the Clown too, so I was like, ooh, if I do like the most feminine Art the Clown, I know that they will eat it up. And they did. I did win the first challenge, so sue me. This has been my signature mug for probably like 2 years now. Yeah, this one really resonated with the kids. I love this one though. It's just so out there, and you can definitely tell that it's Asian when I pull up to the function. I'm kind of blend this out. So start in the front, and then towards the edges, we want it to be like a pink and white gradient going out. I love this for me, guys. Okay, cool. We're getting somewhere. I'm just gonna basically follow the shape of my actual eye bag and make it as dark as possible in the tear duct area, and then I'll blend her out towards the end. I love video games. I've been playing that ever since I was a little girl. I love Tekken 3 specifically, like shaped me as a person. Any of the horror ones too, of course. I've always been a horror fanatic. And Resident Evil 3, oh my goodness, like I loved Nemesis in that. It was just so lovely. I was playing that game when I was 6, so I probably should not have been, but I did have some parental guidance on that, so I guess it was fine. I like a little variety of everything. I just will not touch a sports game. Do not get me started. So I always hung out with the emo kids at lunchtime. They were the ones that actually got me into mangas, which if you don't know, that's essentially like Japanese comic books. I just felt so cool holding the book and like you read them backwards essentially. I was like, oh my God, my brain, it's so big. But I always loved the stories and the mangas, and the artwork is just phenomenal. One of my favorite manga creators in recent years and authors is Junji Ito. Shout out, they make horror manga and really almost like Twilight Zone-y, Black Mirror type of concepts. Absolutely love and adore. I finally, after years, anti-heroine, my sister that's on Dragula season 6, she was the one that told me about Avatar: The Last Airbender. I know everyone like grew up watching it. When there's so much hype around something, it makes me not want to watch it. So I just didn't for the longest time. So I was like, okay, if you're recommending this, I will get into it, and I did not regret it. Yeah, she's to die. She's to die for. I feel like I'm pretty covered in white right now. This is probably the crustiest brush I have, y'all. Okay, brace yourselves. I know I need to wash my brushes, but yeah, she's haggard. Get into this, darling. Oh my God, I'm on YouTube right now. Through the YouTube focus, yes. I'm gonna take like a mix of these two and then just kind of set them in the red areas. With this too, I always manage to color outside of the lines, which, you know, I've been doing it my whole life. But if it's not exact, don't worry about it. Just get as close as you can. Just make sure you don't look greasy at the end of it. You just want it to be matte. I've been performing since I was about 16 years old, so right when I started transitioning. In the Portland area, there's a underage club, or at least there was at the time. It was called The Escape. It was basically a Sprite bar. There was drag performances and everything too. So that was a huge introduction to the scene for me. If I wasn't able to have that, I probably would have just been a bedroom queen for a while and then maybe not have the courage to put myself out there. And if anyone in the Portland area remembers The Escape, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. It did get messy, but it was a good time for sure. Being a Dragula queen, it's a little embarrassing to admit. My very first performance ever, it was Call Me Maybe by Carly Rae Jepsen. That was wild. And I had this little basket that you would see Toto in, and I just had a bunch of printouts with my actual number on it, and I passed them out to the audience and threw them at the end. But tell me why by the end of the night, not a single person called me. So it's fine. Everyone's hitting me up now, so you know what? You missed your opportunity. I was a bedroom queen for a minute, and there was this online competition that I did for years. I was running it, and then I wanted to compete in it. Yeah, shout out to Tumblr's Drag Race. If any of my Tumblr's Drag Race family's watching this, I made it, girl. It was literally just RuPaul's Drag Race, but on Tumblr. There was like 12 competitors, and someone would get eliminated each week. Whether you're in the top, bottom, or anything, when you sent your submission for the challenge for the week, you also had to submit your lip sync. And if they announced that you're in the bottom two, then they would actually use your lip sync that you submitted. Fun fact, one of my other sisters from Dragula did it as well, Erica Clash. I ended up sending her home because we both ended up in the bottom. Even though my lip sync definitely was more crunchy. They just liked me a little better, but who does that? No. Before drag and all that, I really was just such like a loner child. And really my escape was playing video games or learning how to use Photoshop. So yeah, it actually both had come in handy now for my life. Go to the gig, finish it up, take everything off, be in the most crunchy garb, and then just throw on a video game. And of course, fit some Taco Bell in between there as well. Which, if we're talking about Taco Bell, I always like to know everyone's order, so I will let y'all know my order when I go to Taco Bell. I will get a veggie Mexican pizza. I don't eat meat, so sue me. Trixie and I do have that in common. 2 cheesy bean and rice burritos. If you haven't tried them, they are beyond. I think it's the best thing on the menu, and they're so cheap too. So I get 2 of those, and then I will get 2 spicy potato soft tacos. Those are amazing as well. It's just, I don't know what spicy sauce they put on it, but it is so good. Oh my God. I usually don't eat all that at once. Don't judge me too hard. I usually have like leftovers. I'm gonna start doing the orange and yellow just on these parts. I'm gonna basically trace the antenna that we started out with, and then I'll start adding the yellow too towards like the edge of it. Something that interests me, but like I literally have no clue about is astrology. I think maybe because I'm such a controversial sign that I don't want to learn too much more about it. I am a Gemini, so please don't hate me too much, y'all, okay? I promise I'm not a two-faced bitch. But no, I feel like I'm just adaptive in certain situations. Maybe I am, I don't know. I'm trying to be too nice right now. So as you may have seen on Dragula, you know, I can be a little bit two-faced, which, I mean, can you blame me? It's a competition. I will be nice in the front and I'll stab him in the back, but that's just how it goes, especially in a competition. Everyone wants to win, everyone's hungry for it, so, you know. Or maybe you don't know, and maybe it's just not for you, and that's okay. But that's for me. Okay, I'm getting there. I've used this one fully to pan, but I think I'm gonna use this like canary yellow color. It's called Taxi. I'm just gonna use that on the edges of this orange right here. Who doesn't like blending? I guess the eyeshadow doesn't right now, but you know what? I'll get her together. I'll be mommy dearest and all that. Ooh, speaking of mommy dearest, I did do a mommy dearest inspired kind of look on Dragula. The theme was Holiday of Horrors. Let me do like a Joan Crawford inspired bad mommy. I wanted to do something unconventional because I knew my competitors might be like, oh, let's do Christmas or let's do Halloween, because of course it's a spooky drag competition. So I wanted to do Mother's Day. I think if any episode of Dragula was to get an Emmy, it will be that one. Mark my words, okay? Because the drama, the looks, the floor show, the performances, everything was so good. If I'm right, I better get an Emmy on my desk because I knew it. Underrated. But I think one of the best tools too for doing makeup is your little giblets right here, just directly in the palette. We're just going to press some of it on there. Wow, okay, I'm loving this for me. So when I started doing drag, I was very into RuPaul's Drag Race. For the most part, I feel like you see a lot of the glamour on there, but the people that really stood out to me were the people that had super unique looks. Trixie, of course, was one for sure. Rock'em Sakura, got Mick like doing whiteface and stuff. Like, I really love people that had like a signature and made them super different. When I'm in drag, I want to see a huge transformation start to finish. Nicole's not going to the grocery store looking like this. And yeah, horror in general too, it just always intrigued me. Villains in movies is typically like they were queer coded. Seeing those villains really, I think, inspired me to be a little bit more villainous myself and in my drag as well. Now I get to play one on TV. I really love like dolls and puppets. Goosebumps, there was this like puppet doll one. I can't remember like off top, but I always love the look of the ventriloquist. And so I kind of mimic that when I'm drawing my face. This might be shady, but with being like a Dragula ghoulie, I don't feel the need to be like perfect in what I do because I feel like it's part of the look almost. If it is a little messy, it was meant to be that way. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I'm actually gonna take this line and make like a C connecting to the corner of my eye. Why I do this? The devil made me do it. I was always a huge fan of Divine. She's so nasty, so funny. Anything that she wanted to do, she accomplished. Rest in peace to her too. She is such a legend. I would love to make like a John Waters Divine type of film. I would definitely say watch Pink Flamingos. It is a cult classic, queer movie. It's just so good. Another inspiration of mine, Lee Bowery. Their looks are just phenomenal. They wear a lot of masks, but they wear a lot of big costumes as well, which I love to do. And then some of their stage performances truly blew my mind. There's this one where he's wearing a big dress, singing the entire time. By the end of the like 5-minute set, he gives birth essentially to this person on stage, but he was holding them the entire time with their legs on him under the dress. Like it was, I was the strength to do that, the mind to even think of something like that was truly, it was insane. Look it up on YouTube, I'm sure you can find it. Not yet though, we're not done. I use a lot of liquid eyeliner. I kind of choose what's lying around. I use this for like dot details on my face, basically kind of tracing where the red was. It's like what Raja said over the years, you know, if you ever mess up, just throw some damn glitter on it. And this is my own glitter right here. It's funny looking back how many hints there were about me being trans when I was growing up. I always played Pretty Pretty Princess, which is this like board game. You basically roll on the board. You either have to put on heels or put on earrings or something with like the coordinating color. Why was I doing that when I'm 10 years old and like can barely fit my foot in the shoe? It's crazy. Now what I'm gonna do is add like my nose highlight. I don't know if it's gonna be in the middle, but we're gonna try it today. Everyone say a prayer for me. Hallelujah, amen, and all that. I'm gonna just basically draw an upside down cross on my nose. And I kind of start where my bridge piercing is. Just go down, so okay. I need everything in me to focus on this. Okay, it's not bad. It's not good, but it's not bad. Here's another little architectural moment, connecting my two eyes. And this, I kind of just saw like warrior paint from back in the day, and I just thought it was so cool, and I wanted to do something like that. I'm gonna do that infamous glitter I was talking about, basically just tracing the white with this glitter eyeliner. I love adding glitter on my face. I look so creepy, but it's like, oh, she's so cute though. She's got glitter on her face. Just add a little stripe on each side. I always get stuck on the same music for a while. For almost 2 years now, I've been obsessed with Ethel Cain. If y'all don't know, you need to know. She has one of the most amazing albums ever, Preacher's Daughter. I also gotta support my trans sister. She is phenomenal. It's kind of like, I would say, trans Lana Del Rey. I also love Melanie Martinez. She has some amazing music as well. As far as performing as Asia, I really like In This Moment. They're so heavy, but then so like feminine as well, because the lead singer, she's just so beautiful, plays the most delicious music. Rob Zombie has some amazing stuff to perform too. Slipknot, like very, you know, like I love a little bit of everything with music. Now I'm going to draw Asia's nostrils. I start by doing a line, and then I'm gonna make big nostrils. I really just like the look of like a pointy, sharp nostril, because I feel like it just makes you look so much more evil. Oh, she's so cute and sweet. Oh, she's gonna get you, yes. Here we go. So don't overthink it, just kiss, as they say. Keep it stupid simple. What am I forgetting? Oh, probably the big eyeliner that's on top. So I'm actually gonna use the Trixie Cosmetics Black Gel Liner, the Hotline Bling, if you will. Just like Trixie, I love a big, big wing, because to me that says drag. Oh, she is lovely. Oh my God. Yeah, she's so smooth. I will basically cover my entire eyelid. Damn, okay, low-key, this is actually like hella smooth. I've never used this before. It's so... See, they knew what they were doing. They were trying to get a new customer out of me. Love that. Love. Now, I feel like this, is one of the most important steps. If you don't do this, you're done. When you have big black eyeliner, you need to put on mascara. I don't care who you think you are. I'm sorry, all drag is valid, but if you don't have mascara on those lashes, I may cry, and I may be at your doorstep, honey. So that way, you don't see the human lashes peeking through. So much better. And we're gonna unpick my nose, then we get my ring out of here. I do eventually want to do with my career is make like the most campy, horror, filthy movie, very like John Waters, Divine inspired. We'll get the GoFundMe started. You know, just like the drag circuit or whatever, and see what's happening around there. And then eventually, oh my God, all the drag queens in town are getting murdered. Who's doing it? Kind of like a Clue type of moment. But the twist that I came up with, I will not be sharing because it's too good. Stay tuned. Or, you know, fund it. Okay, I think this is probably most people's favorite part of my makeup. I honestly don't know why, but I live. So I mentioned that like wearing clown white makes your teeth look so yellow. So I really decided to lean into that. Mayron Tooth Effects, she is my tried and true. It's a little nasty and gritty to get used to, but like once you're used to it, it is so worth it. You basically have to wipe your teeth completely dry, paint on your teeth, and then just let them dry. Make my teeth just the most rotted yellow that you can imagine. And then of course a little bit of blood on there too for my victims. I just love having rotted teeth and saying that my dentist hates me. Love it. Love a lot of lines and dots, so we will be doing a little bit more of that. You know, laser it all off just to draw on a mustache and a goatee. Shame on me. We're gonna use the infamous feature by Trixie Cosmetics. Are you kidding? Okay, wait. Oh, damn, this is like my new. Y'all really are trying to get into my business. I love it. This is so lovely. This is actually something else y'all might live for. I usually paint my neck black, my ears and all that. Slip into something more comfortable to do this. And my favorite is to use the Mayron liquid makeup. It's easy to get on and easy to take off at the end of the night. And then I will just start painting my neck in the black. If you have a friend, partner, whatever that wants to help you, get them involved in the shenanigans as well. When I start getting to the actual line of my face, I never do a straight line. I just flick up where I want some lines to come up. So really I'm adding the whole mustache, goatee, and neck beard. It's just quite the combo on me. Do I look like a clown yet? Okay, now, I am not an anatomy expert. I am not a botanist. I guess chickens do fly. Quack, quack, or whatever noise they make, y'all. I don't know. I'm not a botanist or scientist, whatever. But I do like to do some like bone work on my chest. I basically trace my actual collarbone on each side. And then up here. I do 3 of these on each side. Dragula has 3 tenets, so it's glamour, filth, and horror. And it's kind of like their version of charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. So glamour, of course, being a glamorous, spooky doll. Horror, drawing inspiration from the scary, macabre, and all that. Filth is where people always scratch their head and they're like, why is filth a part of Dragula? As the self-proclaimed princess of filth, getting a knee-jerk, like genuine reaction from people of being absolutely disgusted from something is probably the most punk thing that you can do in life. And if you watch the show, bring a puke bag because some of it can be nasty. But if you can sit through it, you will see some of the most artistic, insane concepts that you'd never imagine that are filthy and that can bring that reaction. Also too, if you're gonna paint your ears, it is the most sensory overload, disgusting feeling. So just like writhing in my skin right now, y'all, you don't even know. Anything for drag, right, y'all? Make sure you get the backs too, because I have missed them a couple times and I look back at pictures. Not that anyone's really looking at the back of my ears, but someone will. Someone will, and they will tag you in it, and then you'll think you're all fierce and everything. Oh, she looked so amazing. She was beautiful. She was so sweet, but the back of her ears, girl, it cannot be forgotten, I swear. Wow, okay. The jury's back, and I do indeed look fierce. Guilty. All right, now that I washed my grubby little hands for the most part, I'm gonna put in my contacts. I love crazy contacts in drag. I feel like it just takes the look from here to here. I like doing mismatch ones too, because I really like the scleras, but then I also like having an X on the other side. So I just take the contact and I kind of put it on the side of my finger. Rub it right in. Here we go. Got the eyes ready to go. Might shed a tear, so let me just make sure that I'm taking care of myself in these hard times. I love an actual lash, but also too, I really enjoy the paper lashes. Like they are the biggest little babies out there. I love so much, which they're big, but a lot of people would be surprised. I just use Duo to put them on. I just paint it on. You don't want it to be like dripping, but you also don't want it to be clear. You want to kind of wait for it to get tacky, just like your mom at Christmas with that sweater on. Just blow on her for a little bit. So what I'm going to do is kind of put it in like my actual crease and make sure you're like angling it upwards too. While you're here too, definitely like reposition it if you need to or anything, because this would be the time. Kind of press in hard, but not too hard. Just make sure you get it as up as possible too, so you can definitely see these big old lashes. Oh, damn. Honestly, I look fierce. I don't care what y'all think, no. I think I look fierce, okay? So I'm gonna put on my wig, I'm gonna put on my costume, and then I will be right back, so stay tuned. Hello, uglies. This is the final look, the Asia Consent Bony I love the warrior hair and all that. I want to bring the most frightening, glamorous, horrific, and filthy look for all of you today. If you want to see some more Asia Consent, definitely go to Asia Consent on all platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook if people still use that, I don't know. Twitch, I will be streaming as well, so make sure you go there. Also, if you want some Asia Consent merch, make sure you go to asiaconsent.com, and that's Asia like the continent, and consent which is mandatory, yes. Make sure you tune in to the Boulet Brothers Dragula, which is only available on Shudder and AMC+. I hope to see you in your wettest nightmares.